Students, in our last class we have discussed that how Babur gradually started his journey from Uzbekistan. Gradually he came to Kandahar, from Kandahar to Kabul, from Kabul to Lahore and Punjab, and gradually he captured Delhi after winning the battle of Panipat. Along with that, he won other two battles like battle of Khanwa and Chanderi and the battle of Ghagra to ensure his position Delhi and in the northwestern India. So today we will discuss about that. Along with winning these areas, what was the nature of Babur's rule, or what was his performance as a ruler and administrator? Now see that we come to know about Babur's rule from his own autobiography, which is called Tuzuk-i-Babri or Babarnama. It gives a immense detail of his rule and how India was at that time. It was written in Turkish language, and Babur had given an account where he described everything about the human beings, nature, geography of India, the specific features of Hindustan or India. It also contains detail of flora and fauna of Hindustan. That means different type of animals he talked about which we get from India, different type of plants, and he described Indian nature, geographical features in his autobiography. It was an important source for understanding manners, habits and occupation of the people during that time. That means how people lived in India, what are the food habit of Indian people, everything, religion, society, how society was divided, every detail he gives in his autobiography, which is called Tuzuk-i-Babri or Babarnama. Babur as a ruler, Babur was a talented soldier and great general, and he was capable of inspiring his men through persuasion and firmness. Though he had a small army, but we already discussed about this, he was quite capable to attack with the small army and win the battle against Ibrahim Lodi in first battle of Panipat. Students, we were talking about Babur as a conqueror, and now the second point, Babur had various skills and interests. Babur was a nature lover, and that's why he introduced a new kind of architectural style in India. It was the bags or chahar bags, or in English we can call gardens. These gardens were symmetrically laid out gardens in 4 squares. These gardens were divided with flowing water and fountains. In India, you can understand the gardens were decorated with different type of plants and different colorful flowers, and most important feature was flowing water and fountain, and this was a totally new kind of architecture in India which was introduced by Babur. Now next is that although Babur himself was a devoted Sunni Muslim, but he was tolerant to other religion, and he never allowed the ulemas or the religious teachers to interfere in his political decisions. He always took the correct decision which would be fair for each and every religion. The fourth point, that Babur was a learned person and he was quite familiar with all the 3 languages, Persian, Arabic and Turkish. He could read and write in all these languages, and most importantly you have to remember that Turkish was his native language, and we can find his writing skills in his memoir or autobiography Tuzuk-i-Babri. Just after the death of Babur in 1530, Humayun became the next king, his eldest son, but Humayun faced certain unstable political situation because Babur didn't get enough time to secure the Mughal empire. That's why Humayun faced lot of challenges from different issues. First problem that Humayun faced, it was that he didn't have the proper command over the nobility like his father. That's why nobility or aristocratic class didn't respect him properly. Next is that the Afghan leaders of India at that time, they started to go against Humayun. They wanted their own freedom. Among them, most important was Sher Shah. Next is that according to the Taimurid tradition, Humayun had to share his power with his brothers, but his brothers like Askari, Hindal and Kamran, they were not so helpful for him, and he also faced threat from Bahadur Shah, the ruler of Gujarat.